I'm Jacob Morse, and this is Hashtag Headlines, our look at what's trending in weather and climate news. Let's start tonight with Hashtag Delta. After forming in the Caribbean early last week, Delta, now the 25th named tropical storm in the Atlantic of 2020, quickly intensified over warm water that was 1 to 2 degrees Celsius above average. In fact, Delta intensified from a weak tropical depression to a Category 4 beast in just 30 hours, standing out as one of the quickest tropical cyclones to intensify from a tropical depression to a major hurricane on record. Delta then made landfall on Wednesday just south of Cancun, Mexico, as a Category 2 hurricane. Downed trees and power lines were the biggest impact, as about 1/3 of the entire Yucatan Peninsula was without power after Delta passed. Delta then set its sights on Southwest Louisiana, which was just hit by Category 4 Hurricane Laura at the end of August. Residents evacuated the area, and many homes still had blue tarps on their roofs due to the damage caused by Laura over a month ago. Hurricane Delta showed no mercy, however, as it re-intensified into a Category 3 storm over the Gulf of Mexico and finally developed an eye after struggling to do so in the Caribbean. The storm weakened slightly to a Category 2 hurricane before landfall on Friday, just 13 miles east of where Hurricane Laura made landfall 43 days prior. Delta made history as the first Greek alphabet named hurricane to make landfall in the United States, as well as the record 10th tropical cyclone to make landfall this season, which is now the most in a single year. Delta was also the 5th Atlantic hurricane to make landfall in the U.S. this year, tying the infamous 2005 Atlantic hurricane season. Delta brought storm surge, damaging winds, and flooding rain, with some areas picking up over a foot of rainfall as fatigued residents had to clean up once again. The mayor of Lake Charles, Louisiana, said that Delta brought more flooding to the coastal town than Laura did, as hundreds of homes previously damaged were now inundated with water. Additionally, over 250,000 customers are still without power in Louisiana as of Sunday evening, and conditions are forecast to be unseasonably hot and humid, but fortunately dry in the coming days for cleanup efforts. Hashtag New Zealand bushfires. Bushfires have destroyed dozens of homes in New Zealand over this past week, as over 10,000 acres have now burned on the South Island. The blaze began in a remote forest high in the mountains before being fanned and steered by strong winds towards the village of Lake Aho, forcing around 100 residents to quickly flee. Fortunately, no one was injured, as what some described as a wall of orange descended on the town. Climate scientists have warned that climate change is making such bushfires more likely in New Zealand. The country just recorded its hottest winter on record, and this spring has so far been well above average, creating conditions that are conducive to bushfires. And those are this week's Hashtag Headlines. Your short-range forecast is coming up next.